row.
That's right. Hey, what do you say? Dennis Allen, come here!
From Fox 32 Chicago Sports, this is Chicago Sports Tonight.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chicago Sports Tonight. Lou Canellis with you. Bears handled the Saints 26-14. They've now won 4 games in a row for the first time since 2018. Tina wins in the house. The Score's Chris Emma is here. The Athletic's Kevin Fishbain is back. Good to see you. It's been a while. Guys, I have to be honest with you. You'd be doing the Bears' running game and defense a disservice if you said that that was an ugly game. I think both the running game and defense thought it looked beautiful, right?
It felt like a Lovey-era game. I mean, you have 4 takeaways on defense, you run the heck out of the football, and you win a game that's maybe not the prettiest, but you win that game. It was good to see them come through.
Certainly not pretty at all. I mean, you look at the defense, right? Continuing that aggressive mindset, especially Dennis Allen facing his former team. But your quarterback, Caleb Williams, did not play well. Passing game struggle, but you got to give credit to the run game, the offensive line, and, of course, the defense. 4-2 right now feels a lot different from 4-2 last season.
Do you guys remember Ben Johnson's first day at House Hall when he said it's not turnover differential, it's quarterback EPA, it's a quarterback-driven league? Well, it's still Chicago, right? And in Chicago, it's still a takeaway team. And until Caleb Williams can get there consistently playing high-level football, they've got to love it. They can run the ball so well and get all that. It wasn't just the takeaways in defense. The 4 sacks, the holding the Saints to less than 45 yards rushing, all those things together. They hadn't done that since 2008 either.
But I want to get into the turnovers. I mean, 16 already, Kevin. They're plus 11 right now in the turnover ratio.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that Ben Johnson said after the game was it's not just that they're going for the footballs, they're catching them and holding them. Like, we haven't seen the dropped interceptions. Obviously, there was a one, maybe Kevin Byron and Deshaun Wright kind of got tangled up. That would have been one, but the way they're practicing it, Al Harris, all the players talk about Al Harris postgame. They said he puts up a magic number 4. He wants 4 takeaways every practice, every game. And they're getting takeaways in practice. We don't get to watch practice anymore, but apparently it's happening all the time against the scout team quarterback. And they're carrying it into Sundays.
Did anyone get worried when Rattler and Olave ended up scoring with a 91-yard drive there at the end of the first half, and then they come back in the second half and score again?
I mean, when they, held the Saints offense to only 4 total yards, you're thinking, okay, it's going well so far, but then you give up those touchdowns. I thought for a moment, okay, what is this about to turn into? Because the first half, the defense certainly shined, and then this could completely be a different game, but I saw Kevin Byard came up with a really good pick, especially in a pivotal moment there. They responded well.
When you can consistently run the football like that, 40 rushes, 222 yards on the ground, multiple guys, DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, both involved. When you can do that in a football game and you can do it well, combine that with the takeaways, that's a formula to win. Caleb Williams did not play his best game today. It did not matter. The Bears were out there asserting themselves against a lesser football team. That's a game you have to win, and they found a way to do it.
Where are those critics who said that DeAndre Swift can't run between the tackles? DeAndre Swift wasn't wanted by Ben Johnson in Detroit. Where are they? I'm not hearing from them right now, are they? I mean, finally, he's getting some blocking, Kevin.
Ben Johnson said that when he was self-scouting the run game struggles, he was not putting it on DeAndre Swift. He mentioned there were some plays where the running back could maybe hit the hole a little faster, a little better, but he was not putting that on Swift. And we know that Ben Johnson's not afraid to be critical of these guys in public, and I think that mattered that he said this is not a Swift issue. We need to get all of our blocking better. We got to block on the perimeter better. So many things had to work out, and now you're seeing what he was. Remember, Ben Johnson, he's putting this run game together. He's not just this quarterback guru. He's the guy that can help design a really, really good run game. We saw it in Detroit. Two games in a row now, you're seeing it work in Chicago.
I mean, you heard Ben Johnson talk about the last game, right? The details and fundamentals. I mean, DeAndre Swift's second game, over 100 rushing yards, season high 124 for this game. But I think, too, you're seeing the continuity that's being formed with this offensive line. Even if Theo Benedict, right, second game at left tackle, you're seeing that they're gelling more together.
All right, here's Ben Johnson about the run game, which he always believed would improve.
We've been pretty consistent with that message that it was just going to take a little bit of time to get our O-line on the same page and feel good about their fits and their combinations, and I think that's starting to come together. You accumulate the reps over the course of camp and through these first 5 games going into the 6th one here, and I think you really see it start to come to life a little bit.
We clicking up front, and then the receivers are doing a great job on the perimeter. Hats off to them guys up front, the receivers. I can't say that enough. And then if they do their jobs up front, we get a little bit of space as the backs and everybody in our room. We're going to make something happen after that. First 3 games, it was kind of like we was off somewhere, whether it be mic points or anything like that. Like we just doing a better job of being, I would say, focused on the details.
Hey, Chris, how about a tip of the cap to Kyle Monongai as well?
81 yards on the ground. They needed to get that complimentary rushing attack going. They did not have a backfield mix. It was DeAndre Swift, some DJ Moore, and see what else he can find. Kyle Monongai looked good. He's running tough. I think he's embracing the style that they want of this offense, and clearly the coaches trust him. So that was a really important dynamic today, was getting Kyle Monongai involved alongside DeAndre Swift, and he was a key part of this as well.
He had his first touchdown as a pro. All right, and what I loved is that Swift and Monongai each averaged 6 yards a carry, over 6 yards a carry. Let me get to the defensive side of the football. Tina, we have seen a better Montez Sweat the last couple of weeks.
Yes, especially for a guy that's getting paid $98 million, right? Back-to-back games where he's had a really good game, setting the tone early on there with that strip sack. But, I mean, he was one of those veteran guys during training camp that talked about how tough, right, this training camp has been, especially for a veteran guy like that. It's the toughest he's ever gone through. But I think if you look at this defense overall, right now, they're healthier. You had Kyler Gordon back, TJ Edwards as well. And I think you're also seeing that unit gel more together, too.
There were 11 different players on defense that had what I would consider a splash play. Sack, tackle for loss, pass defense, forced fumble, fumble recovered. So like every starter did something impactful in the game today. And there were even some plays, whether it was a second, 1st and 10, and it was a tackle for loss just for 1 yard and derailed the drive. How about Dominique Robinson? Came out of nowhere this season. He's been really effective for them. He had the big tackle, Taysom Hill, on 1st down, and that just ruins the Saints' drive. So you're seeing that over and over again, that different guys are stepping up for them.
I was going to say, Kyler Gordon got a sack as well. Like, this is Dennis Allen, what he wanted to do with this offense was get aggressive, get creative. He was so excited to rush Kyler Gordon off the edge, especially against his old team. This defense has playmakers all around, and they're getting him out there.
Kevin Byard, Tremaine Edmonds, Jaquan Brisker, they had something to say on the football field and off the field.
I said it before, man, the ball's been on our mind. I don't know, Al's some type of character from the Bible, something he's been prophesizing. He said before the game last night, I asked him what's the quote, he said 4, and we got 4 again. So that's just the belief in us, being able to go get it. DA obviously put in a position to make those plays, but like you said, it's just it's special right now. I mean, I'm not going to make it seem like this has happened before I've ever been a part of that, so we just got to keep it rolling.
We're not satisfied. We know how good we could be. Obviously we're going to enjoy it, but at the same time, man, we're hungry to get that next one, and that's really the message, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to enjoy this, but now it's time to go get 5 of them.
And we're trying to make history as a defense. We're trying to be the best, and that's what we strive to be every single day, so we just got to keep going.
What was the most impressive play by one of your teammates today, you think?
KB's interception on the sideline. I'll say him getting his 2 feet in bounds was amazing, so I'll say that one. Really, he should have had 2.
That was Kevin Fishbain asking the question in the house. All right, there are some of the numbers. Points allowed, 19 a game. Turnovers forced, 15. That's over the last 4 games, by the way. 9 sacks, passes defended. There's the number. 3rd down percentage. They've been solid all season long. And the passer rating allowed, 77. How much of this is because now we're seeing it all come together because Gordon and Edwards are out there on the football field as well?
I think it makes a big difference. Edwards is the veteran. He knows where he needs to be at all times, an instinctual player. And remember what Dennis Allen said to us in January. He loved Kyler Gordon as this chess piece he can move around. Ben Johnson talked up Kyler Gordon. So I don't think you can understate getting those 2 guys back on the field.
I think the Saints are going to turn the ball over 4 times. Oh, yeah!
Plenty of bold predictions, Lord Anthony.
Oh, that was awesome. Earlier this morning, Bears Game Day Live, Tina was with all the tailgaters underneath the Waldron deck. I told you, cut that kid off when I heard that. I meant cut him off like from the drinking, not cut him off from the microphone.
We got them on TV. They were begging me to be on TV before our bold prediction. I said, you sure you want to be on? You got to give me a bold prediction, and there you have it.
He had one, and it's exactly what Al Harris said, right?
He must have been in that meeting room last night. We got to figure out how he gets the access.
I need to find out what that young man's name is because we need to have him on the show on a more regular basis. Welcome back to Chicago Sports Tonight. Lou Canellis, Chris Emma from The Score, Tina's in the house, and the Athletics' Kevin Fishbain. Caleb Williams wasn't good. Not at all. He took the blame after the game. The coach and his quarterback pointed the finger at themselves.
When you win, you can usually coach a little bit harder. And so we're always truth tellers on Monday in particular. And when it's good, we'll tell them when it's good. When it's bad, we'll tell them what we got to clean up.
How do you view the overall trajectory offensively through 6 games now?
Yeah, up and down. So that's what we've looked like. We haven't hit our stride yet offensively. We're capable of a lot more. We have very talented individuals.
It's frustrating, and so we're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure it out. When we start hitting on those cylinders, where we start having some of these explosive plays, especially when the play breaks and it turns into our second play, it's going to be real devastating to the other side. So we're going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, let's hope so. This Bears discussion brought to you by Xfinity. Brought to you in high definition by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One consistent internet price for the next 5 years. Guaranteed. All right, there are the self-inflicted wounds. 10 penalties, 92 yards, 10 points scored off of 4 turnovers, 3 fumbled snaps. It wasn't pretty for the offense, was it?
It's frustrating because this is just the continuation of what we've seen all along with this Bears offense and this Bears team is the lack of discipline, the penalty issues. 10 for 92, that's way too many, but that's not even close to their high water mark so far this year. It's not something that you can fix overnight, no matter how hard you work on it.
But how do you fix it? I mean, we've been talking about it now for the first 5-6 games this season, and it's just so un-Ben Johnson-like.
He's frustrated by it. You just got to keep hammering it over in practice and see what you can do, but it's not gotten better. This is setting back drives. It's set back the offense all day today. It's got to improve. You're not going to make a run this season if you continue to have these discipline issues.
Did you jinx Ben Johnson, remember?
Call him out for it. Call him out for it.
Did you, Kevin Fishbain? Yes,
I did
explain.
hear about a reporter, a very intrepid and handsome reporter, who brought up to Ben Johnson on Friday that they did not get a false start against Washington. It was the first game all season,
And
no
today,
false starts.
how many false starts?
I believe 5. Oh. I'm not sure how many are on me. I'll take a couple of those, but I wonder if it's a simplification of the offense that needs to happen to get some of these penalties out. I wonder if it's just keep running the ball. I mean, run the ball 40 times next week. If it's the passing game that's kind of messing guys up. I don't know, but the positive is that, as Ben Johnson said, they haven't come close to playing their best football. So that's a good thing. The problem is, as you said, these keep coming up, and they have to figure out. The run game got fixed, so they're capable of fixing problems. Can they fix this one?
Are the false starts Caleb Williams' fault?
I think the quarterback does take responsibility for some false starts. We don't know exactly which ones or however many, but you cannot completely absolve him of blame. There's the cadence, there's calling things out, there's calling the play correctly. I think that, and he's talked about it too. I think the quarterback has a role in false starts in general. We just don't know exactly which ones are going to fall on him.
I mean, look, 6 games in, and we're still dealing with this. I know Ben Johnson, that coaching staff, beating it like a drum, right? Those guys know that this is an issue. And look at big picture, right? It really stalls the drive. It's tough offensively to play on schedule when you're constantly shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and they can't afford to make those mistakes when they go to Baltimore next week.
No, but look, you said it. Like, this is a positive. You can look at this glass half full and say, if this team can put it together, if they can play a disciplined football game.
Well, didn't you say they'd be playing their best football come December?
Yeah, that's it. And they're stacking wins right now. There's 4 in a row. You're 4-2. You got a lot of room for improvement. So you can see this as a positive and say this team can get better from here.
You're there every day. How do you think Ben Johnson is handling all these mistakes internally?
Oh, I mean,
it's eating him up, isn't it?
This did not look like a head coach who just won his 4th game in a row,
right?
Did he? He holds himself to an incredibly high standard. He holds a team to an incredibly high standard. That's a good thing. That's what you want out of a head coach. So now these guys got to take to that. They did a good job on Monday night in Washington. Yeah. I mean, in a road environment, coming off the bye, they did a great job, and with the false starts. They come home, and as you said, you go to Baltimore, not an easy place to play. You got to make sure everybody's on their P's and Q's. So, and I think Drew Dahlman I saw talk to reporters. He said he's got to fix some things. There's something going on with the snaps that they got to get sorted out.
Yeah, 6 games in, Dahlman and Williams need to take care of the issue. Welcome back to Chicago Sports Tonight. Our scores from around the NFL, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. All right, let's look ahead to Week 7. Vikings had a chance to hand the defending Super Bowl champs their 3rd straight loss. Didn't happen. Philadelphia beats Minnesota 28-22. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown torched that Vikings secondary for 304 receiving yards. Jalen Hurts threw for 326, 3 TDs, had a perfect passer rating as well. Packers in Arizona, they rallied late for a 27-23 winner. Josh Jacobs had 2 touchdown runs in the game. Washington against Dallas. Commanders got rocked in Jerry's world, and Jaden Daniels left the game with a hamstring injury in the 3rd quarter. Dak Prescott added 3 touchdown passes. Jets are now 0-7, lost to Carolina 13-3. Justin Fields benched. He completed only 6 of 12 passes for 46 yards, and he was sacked 3 times. Lions host the Bucs tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. Huge NFC showdown. Guys, anyone surprised here that the Eagles finally got back on the winning track and beat Minnesota?
Look, every year in the NFL, there's parity. This is the best division in the NFC North, but some team had to fall off, and it's the Vikings. This is what they are. It's a young team that's kind of resisted a rebuild for years, and it's caught up to them. Their roster's bottomed out a little bit. I think they hoped J.J. McCarthy would take that leap in his 2nd season, his first full season, and he's not been healthy, and it sounds like he's not proven himself as well behind the scenes. So I think this is kind of bottoming out now for the Vikings. I think the Bears are where they should be, out of last place and trying to make that rise up. And it's a 3-team race in the North. This is going to be a really fun division to follow.
I'm trying to figure them out offensively. They struggled in the red zone, and drives they can't finish. It's stalling. But I think about the quarterback position. J.J. McCarthy. What happens when he comes back? Or
are they better without McCarthy, or are they better with McCarthy?
I mean, the question is, are you getting the 4th quarter Soldier Field Week 1 J.J. McCarthy, or was that a bit of a blip, but that was his best? You'll see all of his rookie or kind of de facto rookie season. I mean, this team, Carson Wentz, it's hard to think he's going to take them to the playoffs, especially in this division. So yeah, they're in a rut right now. It's hard to understand what's going on with J.J. McCarthy. Is it as simple as an injury, or is it more? But either way, he was struggling obviously before the injury.
Make sure you watch Chicago Sports Tonight daily, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesdays, First and North, of course. We stream both shows on Fox Local at 6, then here on Fox 32 at 9:30. Tomorrow, I'll talk with Danny Parkins from Fox Sports 1's First Things First, and we'll hear more from Ben Johnson after he looks at the tape of today's winner. What do you think, Kevin? Greatest game ever from a baseball player that you've seen?
Man, I always think it's David Ross, Game 7, Cubs in Cleveland, right? Mike Montgomery, I mean, you go down the line. I mean, he didn't win the World Series with that performance, but no, I mean, individually, it's hard to, I don't know how anybody could have topped that.
My favorite thing with Shohei Ohtani is whenever he does something great, it's this is the first time it's happened since either Babe Ruth or some guy who played in the late 1800s with the Cleveland Spiders. It's just, this guy's incredible. There's nothing like Shohei Ohtani in baseball anymore. It's amazing what he does. Every time you're just flabbergasted by his performance.
Listen, baseball is a team sport, right? But Shohei Ohtani, 10 strikeouts through 6 innings, 3 home runs. He single-handedly won you that game man. What we are seeing is unbelievable.
All right, I want to stick with baseball. Cubs president Jed Hoyer had his end-of-the-season presser last week. Which do the Cubs need more, a power arm or a power bat?
They need power arms. They need to do, and I know the Brewers just got bounced here pretty easily, but they need to load up this bullpen and this pitching staff with power arms. And they're just lacking that. They've been resisting that forever. They've tried to play to their defense and cater to that and have guys who can pitch to weak contact. That's great. You can do both. You can have power arms too. You got to solidify a bullpen from day one. That gives you a chance to go April to late September as a division champion there. They got to really prioritize that. You got to get that starting pitching depth as well. That has to be a priority for the Cubs.
All right, Tina and Kevin, I want to throw up this board because I want you guys to look at these names that I think the Cubs will target, even though they probably won't, but Kyle Tucker, Kyle Schwarber, Cody Bellinger. Alex Bregman. Which of those guys would you select first?
Select first? Ooh, okay.
If you were Jed Hoyer and you were out trying to find one of those guys, who are you making an offer?
I'd love for Kyle Tucker to come back, but realistically, after I was in that clubhouse after they lost there to Milwaukee, I'm not convinced that he is coming back. But do you need him in this?
Does he want to come back? I don't think
I mean,
so.
now you could say the same thing about Kyle Schwarber. How great would it be to have Schwarber back, but does he want to come back to this team after what happened at the end of his time here? I think that you need a bat like that. You need somebody in that lineup that really threatens the other team, and I'm not sure with the current lineup, especially the way the season ended, you could say it. So I guess out of that group, Lou, give me Bregman.
All right, Alex Bregman. I'll take him.
From Fox 32 Chicago Sports, this is Chicago Sports Tonight.